Well, now that you're going through all the trouble of installing and setting the paths up and everything for Superior, you're ready to learn how to go ahead and instantiate it in your DAW, aren't you? In this video, we're going to go ahead and concentrate on Logic and how to instantiate Superior within Logic, okay? Now, typically, whenever you choose a new project, it's going to ask you, do you want to use an empty project or, choose from a template, so to speak. We're just going to go ahead and do that right now. And then we get this little drop-down menu to ask you for new tracks. And I just want to go ahead and do a software instrument track. Press create. Now, the truth of the matter is I could do everything here in the arrange page. However, because I am limited on space, I am going to go into a dedicated screen set that I already have, which is the mixer, okay? But for those of you who insist on working out of the arrange page, you can utilize this right here. And I'm going to go over it. Or you could utilize your mixer button by pressing the mixer tab or the button X, okay? But I'm going to get into my screen set, and there we go, okay? Now what I want to do is I want to grab this empty I.O. box right here and just click on it. And you're going to scroll on down all the way through all the Logic Pro plugins. Come on down to where it says AU Instruments, and then scoot on over to where it says Tune Track, and then come on down to where it says Superior Drummer. And then first, I'm going to show you how to do a stereo instantiation. Well, some of you might be asking yourself, why is he going to do that? Well, this is for the people who need to get in and out quickly and make a song quickly. Okay, let's say, for example, you have an idea and it's right there on the tip of your tongue and the tip of your brain. Okay, you want to get into Logic, you want to lay it down, and you want to be done with it. That's cool. You can always go back later and do a multi-instantiation of it. Watch, I'll show you in a moment. But now by pressing a couple of those buttons, you're ready to go, okay? That's all there is to it. You can get back into your arrange page and you can start recording or whatever you want to do, okay? It's that simple. Now I want to go ahead and show you how to utilize the multi-output option of Superior 2, okay? We're going to stay in the same channel right here. Let's say that you've already come in, you've laid down your quick idea so you didn't forget it, and now you want to go ahead and tweak the individual instruments. Okay, well, all you do is just, click on the button, and right here where it says Superior Drummer, come on down to where it says Multi-Output, and just click on it. While your information on the arrange page is going to stay the same, you're recording, okay, and you may think this sounds the same, and it does, okay, but it's not. What we have here is the ability to go ahead and send each individual kit piece to its own dedicated channel within Logic. Check this out. Go ahead and hit your mixer tab right there. And then you have a few columns right here down at the bottom of these mixer channels, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose all of these by clicking and dragging across, or I'm just going to choose one and then click and hold my shift button and just go ahead and click the last kit piece, and boom, it selects them all for me, okay? Now, what I want to do is right here on the output column is I want to go ahead and click on it, and it's going to give me the option to send it out 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so forth and so on, and send it out to some buses if I like. But for this example, we're going to focus on the multi-channel right there, boom. And what it does is it has gone ahead and routed everything accordingly. For example, now my 3 kick drum channels are all going out to channel 1 and 2 within Logic. All of my snares are going out to 3, 4, and this one right here is actually 5, 6, the snare drum bottom, and then the 3, 4 with the 1176 compressor on it, that is going to the snare drum top channel as well, which is 3, 4, okay, and so forth and so on. Hi-hats on 7, 8, toms on 9, 10, because that's a stereo type of thing, and of course, if I wanted to, I could always get a little more detailed than that. There's another way I could do this. Watch here. Let me go ahead and select them all by pressing and holding shift and choosing the first and last kit piece. And now let's get back to just the stereo output where they're all going to output 1 and 2. All right. Let's say, for example, that I want my kicks to all go out to 1 and 2. And my snare drum top, we'll let it go to 3, 4. Snare drum bottom, 5, 6. And right here with the 1176, we'll go with the 3, 4 as well. Hi-hats, we'll go 7, 8. Okay, tom 1, I'm just going to send it to 9, 10. Tom 2, 11, 12. Tom 3, 13, 14. And then so forth and so on. Okay, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And let me see here. Where are we? I lost my place. There we go. 21, 22. So now we're going to go 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Okay, so now, other than the kick drums being on one channel and the snare top and the 1176 compressor being on the same channel, everything has its dedicated output. Now, how cool is that, huh? And now you might be asking yourself, well, what's the benefit there? Well, the benefit there is that you can compress, EQ, manipulate each sound individually should you choose to do that, okay? Now, obviously, there are some other creative ways of routing via the buses and whatnot within the Superior mixer, but for this example, I'm just going to show you how to get that multi-channel output within Logic, okay? Now, what we have is we have just about every channel utilized, all the way up to 30. There's still one step left to take. So let's go ahead and close Superior, okay? And now if you look right here in Logic, you'll see there's a little plus button right there underneath the solo button, okay? And you want to just go ahead and push that, okay? This channel strip represents the output 1 and 2 from the Superior mixer, okay? So if I hit it again, this auxiliary 1 is going to represent Superior output 3 and 4, okay? And if I hit it again, boom, that's going to represent 5 and 6, okay? Now this keeps on going. So now we're going to have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and then we'll go 24, 26, 28, 30, and you know what? I can't remember how many we had, so let me check. Yep, 30, okay? That's the highest number. So now, whenever we play something, I'm going to have each individual thing coming out on its own channel. You understand? Watch. Let me go ahead and get a groove set up real quick so that we can hear it. And what I want to do is just, you know, get a little demo, I guess. Let's press play. Okay, look at that there. See that there? That's my bottom. Hi-hats. Okay. Look, there's all my toms, okay? And next thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you go ahead and name them accordingly, all right? I know that all my kicks are on 1, 2, and then that's going to be my snare top. That's going to be my snare bottom. And then here is my hi-hat. And then rack tom 1. And all I'm doing is double clicking right there and just type the letters and the number, okay? Oops, and I did rack tom 1 twice, didn't I? And of course, for things such as that, you could always, look, select all of them at the same time and double click and go RT1 and it'll name them for you, RT2, RT3. How cool is that? You know, you keep on going so forth and so on. If you forget where you are, you can always come back here. You got 3 rack toms and you got a floor times 2, then your overhead, so forth and so on, okay? And you just go ahead and name everything like you need to. Let's see here. We'll select those 2 and we'll go floor tom 1, enter. All right, and then next I believe it said overheads. All right, and so next is going to be ambient close. And then we're going to have ambient mid and then far. Oops. Let me redo that one. Mid and then far. All right, and then next is going to be ambient mono. And then next we're going to have ambient bullet, I believe. Okay, now if you're wondering why you're not seeing any signal on these particular channels, see how you may see some, watch. See how you're not seeing anything right there? That's because you haven't told Superior that you want to utilize those channels. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go ahead and either A, bring up the fader, okay, because that means the level is too low, or go into the bleed section and select all, cut them all on, okay, because they may not be on. So now all of our mics are going to be on, and you'll also notice, you know, that the size of our kit is also increasing exponentially at this point, okay? But, hey, we're going to have everything going and rocking and rolling. Check it out. You see how it's loading? Okay, but watch here. Let me go ahead and pull this out of the way. See? Now we got everything right there. How you like that? Cool, huh? And that is it, my friends. That is how you get a multiple output instantiation and a stereo instantiation of Superior 2 within Logic Pro. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. Stick around. We're going to be covering a few more DAWs, and then we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of it, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.